Mr. Green Hands, aka Rambo Green Hands. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a harvest of the tomatoes that some of you guys have seen. I've put it in the video. I think it may have been my second video on YouTube. I'm not sure, but today we're going to be harvesting them. Today isn't the best weather. It's raining, which are not good for my tomatoes. So I want to make sure that I don't lose as much. Or actually, I'm trying to lose nothing at all in growing the tomatoes. So let's take you on that adventure. And another thing, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to put a few buttons around on the screen. And please, guys, drop me a comment. Ask me something. I would always reply. So, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you step by step, literally, what I do when I'm harvesting tomatoes. Some people can break them off here. Let me just remove that leaf out of the way. As you can see, when you start to see a little bit of coloring change in the tomato, you really want to make sure that you can leave them on there, but I personally don't like to leave them on there. As you can see, rain is falling. There can be a lot of diseases that can happen when growing tomatoes. A lot of things can happen, but with the rain, it can make them split. It can make them, have a lot of things. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get as much as I possibly can out of growing your own things. So there's a few things. I will put up a few names in the video, like a different type of diseases that can happen to tomatoes and how can you treat them. I'm going to explain that a little bit along the way. If you guys keep watching my videos, I will always explain a few things. Just or ask me what the name of the disease is, and I'll drop you a link to whatever. You can have a look at the type of diseases available. As you see here, guys, I've got one here that's almost ready. The other ones are not ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hold it where, I don't know if you guys can see this. Have a look here. Wherever the stem is, the stem should be about there. Where that is, there's a little notch there. So you can put your thumb here, just pull apart. And when you hear that snap, a little bit, I'm trying to keep these on them because they're not fully ripe yet. But I'm definitely trying to see them. But some people leave them on there to let them ripe. I personally like to take them when they're just about this color, so I can take them home to get them out the rainy season, which are in the UK at the moment. There's a hell of a lot of rain. I don't know if you guys can see the sky. It's very gray at the moment. So I'm just trying to do that. Let's see where we get. Because what it is, guys, I'm just trying to make sure everything that I grow, I'm trying to get a lot of things. Some people possibility of losing sometimes because some of the diseases that you can get from having tomatoes are known as blight. Blight is something that can come and destroy your crop. You have to think about it. You lose some to the insect, you lose some to the rain, you lose some to people as well. Do not forget them. There's people as well that will take your stuff. Sad world we live in, I know. I don't want that to happen. I want to get a good amount. I personally don't mind losing some stuff. I'm trying to lose any at all. Come with me. Let's have a look at these guys. Look at these. Beautiful. A couple of cherries. There's quite a lot of cherries ready to be eaten. See, that's the color I don't pick. Normally I wait till it gets to about that color, or just a little bit redder. I can use one hand if they're small enough, but sometimes you need to have two hands to pick them off. See, this is what I'm trying to avoid, guys. And so when there's a lot of water that's gone in there and it's made the tomato swell up, and this is kind of no good. You can use the other half of it, but I'm trying not to that to happen. Says to the big ones. And we'll put a picture in when you guys are watching the video. Will be a picture popping up to show you. Hello guys, I know different location, same thing. The problem happened today was I was super excited to do the harvesting, and I didn't realize my battery was about to die. So my phone died. That's one. The other problem that happened today was the weather. As I said in the beginning of the video, it's raining today. So I was trying to get everything in, trying to get everything. Unfortunately, guys, Mother Nature had its own ideas on how to run this day. It came down with rain, so I had to leave everything else, and I quickly gathered everything because obviously my battery died in my phone, which does not help the thing. But I'm just trying to get you guys to understand why I look different and why there's a different location. I harvested tomatoes. I don't know if you guys can see them. You probably can see them here. Just get a bit of a closer look. This is the tomatoes that I harvest. There are a few. These red ones on top here. These are the ones that I harvested a few weeks. A few days ago. Actually, the other ones I've used already. And as you can see, guys, it is productive. You know, you can see different things in there. You can see the tomatoes, what you can achieve by actually doing a little bit of hard work. And that is why this is what I'm trying to accomplish with everybody. A few things that can affect your growth as a gardener or a person that just wants to start something to grow a few vegetables, especially tomatoes. Tomatoes come with prices as well. There are diseases out there. I did mention further up in the video that there is something called blight. I will go in a little bit more detail. It's a type of fungal, can be spread through a lot of wind, rain, a lot of watering. It can be spread through insects and a few other things. And these things, I will put a few pictures of what an item that has caught, or should I say the tomato that's called blight. Blight can come not just for tomatoes, it can happen to potatoes as well. It's just a fungal thing, and it's totally, it can be very devastating towards your crop. I've had experience of that. I've had blight. I think last year I had a little bit of blight in some of my tomatoes. I took them, I picked them. They look just like some of these, but they started to rot at the bottom here and some of the top here. Even though I picked them naturally like this, some of them look like that, but they caught the disease and they were just rotting inside, which is a fungal. It goes into it. It can even go into the plant and just totally destroy the plant. And one of the worst things you can do as a farmer is to put that tomato plant, back into the same place that you've had the blight. You really have to burn the plant itself, or completely discard it and throw it in the rubbish. You do not want that to go into the soil, because once you have it going into the soil, you're going to have to add a lot of different treatments to the soil to be able to get it out of it, or get the soil back to a very good productive soil. So let me explain something to you guys. Growing things is not easy, but as you guys can see, you guys can see this, it is worth it. If you can eat something you have put your hard work towards, isn't it better than buying it from the shop? I promise you, these will taste a lot different to the ones you purchase in the shop. They use a lot more chemicals. I try not to use a lot of chemicals, or actually no chemicals at all in certain things. The only thing I really kind of do use, it's slug pellet, because when they grow in anyway, when they grow like small baby tomato plants, I try to use a little bit of slug pellet just to keep the slugs from destroying it. But once it's starting to grow, I pretty much don't do nothing at all. If anything, I'll add maybe a little bit of organic grow more pebbles around it, just to give it a little boost if it's needed. But I tend to not try to do that once it's getting going. I just look after it and just keep it going. Just try to keep it in a nice sunny area, because tomatoes do like a lot of sun. But as I was saying, there's a lot of diseases that do affect tomatoes, or actually anything you grow. There will be something that can happen to that plant. You have to be realistic. These things do happen, but to prevent any of those things, there are lots of information on the web. There's a lot of information out there, and I will make a sort of like a list of different diseases that can happen to tomatoes or tomatoes, and you can have a look into it. The names are there. You just pop it in the Google search engine and you can find more information about it. They will have preventions out there. How I prevent myself from catching blight, I try to minimize where I put the tomato. I try not to put it in the same place each year. I rotate the crop. There's a few other people that I have down the allotment that I am at. They've given a few hints to me. I kind of forgotten them at the moment because I've used them already and I seem to be getting product. This year I didn't have any blight compared to last year, so whatever I did, whatever the person told me, which I tried, seems to be working. I will hopefully get that information out to you guys eventually if I can remember what he told me to mix. I completely forgot what he told me to mix and spray the tomato plant, and that will kind of like keep the fungal away. But you cannot cure it. You cannot cure blight. You can only prevent it. There's two different types of blight. There's one early blight and there's a late blight. But there's other things that can happen as well. There's other insects can attack the plant and eat it. There's so much information that can happen. But there's things called preventions that you can use while growing your crops. So yeah, and that is all I'm trying to say to you guys. You can do it. Once you put your mind on something, you know, in terms of growing whatever you wish to eat, it can happen. We don't need to be going everywhere and buying everything. If I can save myself from going to the shop to buy tomatoes for at least 3 to 4 months of the year, and I know what I'm eating, isn't that better for your health? Thank you guys for watching my videos. I will always upload a video every Friday. Stay tuned, and please guys, just drop me a comment, give it a like, and for the most important thing, subscribe. And if you got anything you want me to talk about, just drop me a little note. I'll see if I can get any information I can get from anybody and pass it on to you guys. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day and stay safe.